So we're going to take a look at what that was on these previous screens. So some of you may have recognized and talked about it's kind of like it's exponents that are rewritten. You made that connection. And what we're going to talk about today is the formal way that we talk about those in math. So today we're going to talk about logs and exponents. So, and you guys saw that from the previous screen. You guys recognized a lot of the patterns. So when you saw the power base 2 of 8 equals 3, and we had the power base 2 of 32 equals 5, you recognize that these were exponents rewritten, that 2 to the third equals 8, 2 to the fifth equals 32. And that's what a log is. It's an exponent that is rewritten. So when you see logs, log base A of B. So the way you read that is log base A of B. And let's say we could say it equals X. So we could say equals X. So that is the same thing as our exponent saying A to the X equals B. Another way of thinking about this is when you rewrite a log, you are solving for the exponent. And another kind of key to remember when you're rewriting these is the base of a log is the base of the exponent. So we're going to go back and forth here, and we're going to do a little bit of converting. So let's say we had to convert from a log to an exponent. And again, you guys have done this already. So let's just take a look at maybe 4 or 5 of these. So let's say we had log base 2 of x equals 8, log base x of 5 equals 1, log base 2 of 32 equals x. So that base is that small number. So if we were to rewrite these as an exponent, I always say, what's our base? Our base is 2. So 2 to the 8th equals x. And it switches sides, or a log solves for the exponent. So what it's solved for becomes our exponent. So the next one, what's our base is x. So x to the first equals 5, because a log solved for our exponent. And our base again here is 2, so 2 to the x equals 32. And now let's try and see if we can go the other way. Let's go from an exponent to a log. So let's say we have 2 to the x equals 5, x to the 6th equals 32, and 2 to the 5th equals x. So what are these as logs? Again, a log solves for the exponent. So x equals log, what's our base? So our base is 2 of 5. So the next one, what's our exponent? So 6 equals log, what's our base again is x. So x of 32. It solves for our exponent, so we have 5 equals log base 2. I'll do that one in a different color. So 2 of x. So again, always keep in mind that log solves for our exponent. So we had an exponent, so that's on a side by itself. Here's our exponent, that's on a side by itself. Now what I want to talk about is how do you enter these logs into Desmos? So if you go to Desmos, because you'll be doing a Desmos entering a couple of these, what you need to do is make sure you have the keyboard brought up. If you go to Functions, under Miscellaneous, you'll see Log. And depending upon whether you do this on the screen or on the app, there's the log button, and then there's also just log base A. And you can sometimes, if you have your keyboard, you can just type in log as well. And to get the base, what you have to do is there is a, oh shoot, I am on iPad. So let me drag you over the screen. So if you have an iPad, so it's different places. If you have an iPad that you're doing this on, or I believe it's on your phone, under Functions, you'll see it comes up with log base 2 of 5. And it tells us and it evaluates the answer. If you are not on an iPad, this is when most of you guys are doing this on a computer, let me show you where it's at. So if you go to Desmos.com, when you bring up, let me get this off the screen. When you bring up your keyboard here, when you bring up this keyboard, you will see a base here that appears, and I don't know why it's not on here. All right, I'm just going to have to show you on the activity you're going to do. It must be different in these. I apologize. So when you are going to get to 1, let's say you have to enter it here. To get your log key, you hit the keyboard and you can type log, and you see this base right here, A sub B of 5, and then arrow over. So this is log base 5 of 7. And it might be, see under Functions on this, they don't have the base. So you have to use that A sub B. So if you had log base X of 8, make sure you arrow out of the base for the 8 there. So that's log base X of 8. So the cool thing about logs too is you guys will be able to evaluate some of these like without a calculator. So for example, if I said evaluate and I said log base 2 of X equals 32, you're like, well, whoa, I don't know what X is. This is where it's nice because you can turn it into an exponent. So 2 to the power of 32 equals X. And then that would be one you could type into the calculator, but you could solve for X that way. If you had one, what if you had a different, what is log base 2 of 32 equal to? That equals some value. Well, we would say 2 to the X equals 32. Well, I know that this is X equals 5.